Hey, 5th grade at Peidmont Elementary and your awesome teachers. This one's for you guys. Hey everybody, Roger Hill, the Snake Pit here. And today, I'm playing around with some copper wire. I'll turn this around so you can get a better view of what we got going on here. And I'll explain a little bit further, so check it out. I'm going to take some of this copper wire, and you know, this is a lot of like when the wire stripper cuts some of the small pieces, we get, you know, just kind of the shredded stuff, which the copper is so malleable. You can, I'll have to put gloves on, but you can grab it, squeeze it together, and it just holds the shape. So we can make chunks of it to put in the crucible to melt. So let's get started. Do another one here. So take this. Give it a squeeze and roll. It's a solid little piece. Okay, I just wanted to show you. There's quite a bit here. Don't know how many pounds for sure. I have to weigh it, but it's from the garbage can and some that we had rolled up. You know, now we have, and this is all, here, let me move this. All the insulation from all the cords that were stripped out. Yeah, it's amazing. And this is all still going to the landfill, unfortunately. But the copper is not, so at least that is reusable. Found this little chunky flake in there. And this little guy. I'll remelt that. Made a little blankie for my LP tank. And I don't have all the hardware on here yet. But when this propane liquid, right, when it converts to a gas, it pulls heat from the tank and the surrounding area. Now, if I run this for 4 or 5 hours, even on a warm day, it'll build up like some frost on it. It gets really cold. So I'll kind of prevent some of that. So this connects to here, this connects to this flame tube, that connects to here, this here on the end. We adjust this to allow for the amount of oxygen we want to enter the furnace. Here I have a fire brick and a piece of cardboard. We'll put our crucible in here and then shut it and let it heat up to 1200 degrees. I was getting sidetracked. I took a second to come in here and feed the fish. We have freaking cichlids that are going to go in this 150 gallon tank. That was the timeout basket for a male stingray I had when he was in the pond here with some of the girls, but we since moved him up to the store. Hey guys. So, a couple koi pellets. There's 5 koi in here. They're called butterfly koi because when you see them from the top, we have a couple others that are better looking, no offense, dude. 5 in here total. There's another one. I have an arowana in here also, but you know, they're really, he's skittish. He hides all the time. There we go. You can see why they're called butterfly koi. It looks almost like they're flying. Really pretty. Nice thing about having them in the basement here is they don't have to heat them. I don't have to worry about that. A couple pieces must have washed over there. So this pond is 4 by 8 feet, 2 feet deep. I think it comes out to about 365 gallons, something like that. Look at that, really pretty. I had a friend bringing me goldfish, like 7 of them. So we'll have a dozen in the pond here. I think I'll bring the arowana up to the shop. He's such a wimp. I mean, it's not his fault. They're primitive, you know, and they hide a lot. That's what they do. They're skittish. These guys are getting real used to coming up and getting handed food, so it won't be long. We'll have them eaten out of our hands. I just have to show you this pump down here. Runs upward into this barrel, which is full of biomedia. You can see the water level there. I have a tube coming out just to feed these plants on the side. A little tube, emptying it back in. So the water comes in here through our media over to this one, down, and then it empties out down here, but then the siphon to go back to the pond is up top. So then that goes back down here, empties back in, completes our circuit. I do have a few air lines hooked up too. So we have a sponge filter in there, and then, you know, as you saw, we have it in here also. And that's where the pump comes in. It's processed. Like I said, I have this tube. It comes in here and out here. I'm gonna do another one here. I'm decorating this cooler. You can call it that. Alright. Should probably get back to getting this done. I will need to borrow her winter hat. Hope you don't mind. We'll be using a 4 kilogram crucible, which 4 kilos is 8.8 pounds. Which, and the way most of these are rated is, like, if it was gold, it could hold 4 kilos or 8.8 pounds. Copper wise, I don't know. So you can do a bit of weight on that. Fill this, then we kind of get a before and after. See if we lose anything in the melt. How much of this oxidization will cause for a little bit of loss, potentially. I know there's kind of a question mark on the end there. But anyway, Yeah, I've tried to find like a good conversion of like gold, silver, and copper density comparatively. Like if a mold will do uh, 4 kilos of gold, then how much copper would it be? You know, because the gold is the much denser material or metal, so I don't know. We'll have to play around, kind of find out. Let's get a weight on this. Well, that's all of it. So we have just shy of 3 pounds. Call it 2 pounds, 15 ounces. So just 1 ounce shy of 3 pounds. I will throw that in here. All right, we'll add this. There we go. So this will be what we start with. Now we get the furnace going and look for a couple of molds. Only thing I'm not digging is there's kind of a breeze that kicks up every now and then. And what'll happen is if I turn the tank up, it will start to run more rich when the wind dies down if I'm trying to compensate when the wind kicks up. So there's kind of the issue with that. All we can do is try. So here we have it. We just kind of blocked up a little bit of this with fire brick to cut down a little bit on the amount of breeze that we're going to get into the flame tube here. So I'll be adjusting this for the amount of oxygen that we want for ratio of fuel, like I was saying. I also put the tank up and put it in this insulated box, just so that hopefully we can run it for a while without it getting too cold and losing pressure. But it's warm enough out here too, so we'll fire it up. Keep getting this sputtering, this really isn't going to work. So what I'm going to do is drop the crucible in, close it, and see how I can adjust it from there. What we do is we give it a listen and just kind of pay attention. Like I was saying, if it, I think this is okay because I don't have it set wide open, and I don't have my pressure set real high. So this a whirl. Like I said, as long as it doesn't get too windy, so don't get a lot of sputtering or anything, we're good. So let's see if we can get a melt. There we go. See how easy that was? Left that in there too long. Watch this thing. Alright, more copper loaded, and we will turn this back on. It doesn't take much. Back in business. I just have to comment again on the green. It is, you know, the oxides and things on the copper that tarnish the green that you see that's coming off. We have 13 degrees. It's 52 out here. And yeah, it's even colder, negative 25. Like I was saying earlier, the tanks get really cold when the liquid propane converts to gas. It pulls all the warmth out of the air and everything around it. So, I thought insulation would help, but it didn't. It's still 52 out here, so we'll let the tank warm up and try to do a little bit more. Now that's been running for a while. Here's what we poured out so far. Tree of Life, some hearts, some skulls, some heavier bars. I'm not sure exactly what happened here. I've seen it happen with silver, but this turned out really cool. Pick up here in a minute. We are gonna weigh our stash here. Before we get started though, here is a cord that I stripped out. It's just kind of a, your average cord from like a toaster or hair dryer or common appliance kind of thing. So this weighs 0.9, so it's an ounce, right? 1 ounce. Let's see what we have here. This thing, 4 pounds 3 ounces. £6 15. Wow. This square turned out really cool. £8 15 8. So I mean that's just 9. The scale only goes up to 10. Some hearts here. These are 2 to 3 ounces. Over poured on here. You can see that looks kind of crappy. Already melted or something maybe. Oh, look at that. 10 pounds even. Now, 10 pounds. Right? 16 ounces in a pound. And the cord weighs 1 ounce. How many cords is that? We have, it's kind of cool, a Tree of Life coin. I like how this turned out, this one too. I'm not sure what it is. Some of them, I think there's just a little bit of different composition with the copper, possibly. I mean, it seems so pure anyway, but, there's different types of copper. I don't know. Skull. The tree. The skull. There's an over pour. Alright. 10 pounds, 12.8 ounces. Wow. So, 10 pounds, 16 ounces in a pound, 172 cords. Basically. For this. That we've poured tonight. That's insane to think about. well, we can wrap up with a couple of, I don't know, some facts about copper. So the periodic table of elements, the symbol for copper is Cu. The Egyptians used to use symbol ANKH. Now, that was also their symbol for eternal life, which is pretty appropriate because copper has been used for 10,000 years plus by civilizations. So, and then alloys, you hear about metal alloys or copper alloys, or, like, perfect example, your Gotham steel pan. So this is an alloy. Copper coating, titanium base with ceramic. So alloys are not necessarily just metal to metal, but they can be other things combined too to serve their purpose. Copper is also one of those things your body needs a certain amount of, but people, like animals, can be sensitive to it as well. So, like my stingrays, I can't use anything with copper in their tank. It'll kill them. Same thing with shrimp. So if we want to have aquarium plants and I want to add a fertilizer and I have shrimp in there, I have to make sure it's copper safe for the shrimp. If it's my koi and goldfish pond, I can use copper to treat some of the ailments that they can get. So, it's something that can be really beneficial. One of the nice things about it being used in making coins is it's kind of a natural, it would be an antiseptic, but a lot of metals have properties to kill bacteria too. Copper and silver being the most noteworthy of those two. So I hope to visit pretty soon, and if you have any questions, just let me know. Save them up next time we stop in. Please hit the like button, and if you haven't subscribed, please do. As always, thanks for watching.